Details 94, you have a run, fully involved video from A Shadowbox. Details on your MDTs now.
Hello everybody, this is A Shadowbox. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on Rockport and our horse farm, which I have done some off-camera work just because it was kind of getting repetitive. We were taking care of our two horses, doing contracts, and it's just rinse and repeat. So we have made a few changes. First of all, I got a lot more horses. So we now have 6 horses. I have not sold any yet though. That's what we're going to do today. They are actually all ready to be sold. See, they're all worth $50,000. So this is going to be a massive payday. So well, you can see, where did our field go? I actually rolled out our field with the roller because I thought this would be a good place for our placeables. It's relatively level. Not perfectly level, but close enough. And then with our money from the horses, we are going to buy a field and the equipment to use that field. I'm thinking either this field here, field 22, or field 20. Now field 22's cotton, so that's not great because we don't have any means to harvest cotton at the moment. And field 20 is grass, which we need both. I'm kind of leaning towards the grass field for now because then we can make hay bales for our horses and we can have a crop via silage bales. So it's really going to come down to what our money situation is like and what our cost of entry is. I want to get a second tractor. So if we look into medium tractors, I'm thinking about the Case Puma. If you've watched this channel before, you know that I really like the Case Puma. If we get the grain field, we would need a harvester. So I'm thinking the 1660 axial flow. That's a tried and tested harvester from FS19. I mean, really all of them are. Except the John Deere's, of course. And the Ideal. So let's see, that was, what, 190,000? 145,000. 145,000 plus 188,000. So that's already more than what we're going to be making off of these horses. So I'm thinking we'll probably go with just a couple of mowers. Do we have the horsepower to run 2 mowers? Because I want the front and back mowers. Oh, they don't have the mowers from FS17 that you could attach together, or was that the Pottinger? That might have been the Pottinger. Okay, so $61,000 for this. 200. I don't know if we're gonna have enough money. We might have to take out a small loan, which we'll be able to repay pretty quickly. This land is expensive, and I suppose we could just lease. However, there's something that I want to do. We're actually going to use the train today, if all goes according to plan, because I accepted a contract for sugar beet on field 8, and it's going to the port grain elevator. And I found out we can fill the trailer and drop it off at Railroad Silo East, which is a much shorter drive than going to the port grain elevator. And then hopefully we'll be able to fill the train with sugar beet, and then have a massive unloading all at once. I think that'd be really cool. So we're just gonna hire a worker for our harvester here. We're gonna have that going on in the background while we take care of our farm today. So let's go ahead and get the horses sold first of all. I can't hear the music, so I'm gonna turn that up really quick. So if I can't hear it, I doubt you guys can. There we go. Alrighty. First 2 horses on the way to be sold. So I do have a plan for more horses. I want to get 2 horses a day, and then have them spaced out, so that way we can get basically $100,000 every day. Our horse pen right now only holds 8 horses, so we'll only have enough to sell 2 horses every day for 4 days, and it takes 5 days to do a full cycle. So we'll have one day where we don't make any money from horses, but that's okay. Once we get the larger horse paddock, then we'll be able to do that, sell 2 horses every day for $100,000 a day. However, we don't really have the money for the large horse paddock right now, nor do we have the means to support the horses. I'm looking forward to having the hay field, because then I can finally stop purchasing hay bales. And of course, the next purchase after that will be that grain field. So we might just kind of take out a big loan in order to make our farm more self-sufficient, so I can stop paying for oats and hay. Though honestly, the oats isn't really that large of an expense. I'd still rather just grow it ourselves. $100,000. Awesome. And by the way, our contract for the sugar beet is going to pay $75,000. A little less because we leased the equipment, so maybe about $70,000 if I'm remembering correctly. So we don't have any viewers right now, which is kind of unfortunate. I have noticed I get more viewers later in the evening, like around 5 o'clock, and it is only just 4 now, so hopefully some people will be trickling in. If not, I hope you're enjoying the video archive. We will have more content on Farming Sim coming in the relatively near future. I do have a farm on the South American map. I can never remember how to say the name, so I'm not even going to. This would probably be offensive if I tried. But the South American map, I have a cattle farm already kind of running, so I want to do a few videos on that farm. I was planning on starting a farm on Felsbrunn as well. My South American farm is going to be focused on sugarcane and cattle. I think my Felsbrunn map will be focused on sheep and pigs. Here, Rockport, we're obviously focused on horses. We might try out chickens. We're also going to do potatoes and grains. All things which are very much a large part of farming in North America. Now, filling this harvester once is probably enough for us to go drop off at the silo, because that is a massive, it's not a grain tank, sugar beet holding pen, I guess is what that is. Look at that. More than halfway. I think we'll wait until the next one, though. Alrighty. Next 2 horses. Kind of jostling the horses around back there. Hopefully they're strapped in well. I do have to remember I have live animals in the trailer, and I should not drive like a complete maniac. It's kind of hard to remember to do that in Farming Simulator sometimes, though. Oh, another interesting thing about my dairy farm on the South American map is I'm trying to make it organic, an organic dairy farm. So I'm only using green manure and the products from my cows to fertilize my fields, which means I don't always have 100% fertilization, which definitely adds a bit of a challenge. I am using lime though, as lime is just a stone which is found naturally. I feel like that is okay to use on your field for an organic farm. I don't know if it's used in real life in the organic farms, but it is on my farm. And obviously instead of spraying herbicide, we have to use weeders. In fact, one of my crops was almost ruined because the weeds grew from 0 to 100% overnight, and it completely reduced the yield since I couldn't spray them. They were grown too much. And the, what was I going to say? Oh yes, so to combat that problem of the weeds growing overnight, I've downloaded a script mod that I found on Reddit, which basically stops plant growth during the day, and then at 2300 hours or 11 o'clock at night, it automatically sets the plant growth to fast, and then turns the plant growth off again at 6 in the morning. So basically what happens is your plants grow one stage every night. So it's kind of like a seasons light mod. There's no actual change in the weather, but I think it definitely improves how the growth functions in the game. And it's a lot easier than doing it manually. I always forget that like ramp is there. I can't wait for the terrain tools to kind of smooth that out. Alright, last two horses. So we're not going to be able to buy that tractor today. Not without taking a massive loan at least, which I would kind of like to avoid. We'll see what we can buy without taking out the loan. At the bare minimum, we're going to need a tedder, a windrower, and mowers, and a round baler. I'd also like to get a storage shed, so we don't have to store the bales outside. As, yeah, it's not really good to get in the habit of storing the bales outside, because if Seasons ever does get ported to Farming Sim 19, obviously if you store your bales outside in Seasons, they deteriorate. So it's just good to get in the habit of storing them undercover. Alright, there's our last horses. $310,000. Alright. Oh, you know what? While we're here, we might as well buy the two horses for today. Let's get the gray and the pinto. I've also downloaded a script that will automatically train your horses for you for a fee. So for $300 per horse per day, someone will come in and train your horses for you. So at 11 p.m. every night, your horse will go from 0% to 100% trained, and it will charge you $300 per horse, which I think is reasonable, because if you want to have a large horse farm like I want to in this series, it will completely consume all of your time just riding your horses for training every day. Especially because the large horse paddock can have up to 16 horses. That's 160 minutes worth of riding, or almost 3 hours. Over 2.5 hours. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes of just training your horses every day. That's a little too much in my opinion. I think the horse training should be like 3 or 5 minutes a day instead of 10. But the script does make it manageable. It does cut into your profits a little bit per horse. It's about, if you sell your horse on the proper day, as soon as it hits 100%, it'll cost you about $1,500 out of your profits for that horse. So you're still, after all is told, getting a lot of profit per horse. Just not quite as much as it could be. Alright. Let's check, just make sure they still have plenty. Yep, they have plenty of oat, hay, water, and straw still. What are their names? Velocity and Jupiter. Alright. So, land. I think we decided on field 20. Let's see, that's 227,000 compared to 280,000. So yeah, we will get this one. The upside is we have a lot of trees we can cut down now too. Though I don't really plan on doing that. At least not right away, unless we get absolutely desperate for money. But I think I've decided I will go ahead and take out a loan. We won't get the extra tractor yet, because we don't really need a row crop harvester, or a row crop tractor at this stage in the game. But I will take out the loan to make sure that we have all of the grass equipment that we need in order to start making money off of our own land. And I don't believe horses can get grass bales. I believe they need to be hay. We'll double check that before we buy the hay equipment instead of just the grass equipment, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And drop this trailer load off at the silo, and then it'll probably be ready to be emptied again. One thing that I have noticed, the man truck in this game drives like it's constantly on ice. I haven't really had that problem with this Terra, and I haven't driven the American trucks well enough to really notice it. But the man truck for sure, I keep getting that on contracts, and it just slides all over the place, especially at high speeds. So that's kind of disappointing. I wonder what the capacity for the silo here is. Yep, and that tank is ready to be emptied again. So I think this is the first time I've had an actual legitimate use for the train in any of the farming sim games. I have used the train before, but it's usually just to transport a small amount just for the novelty of using the train. But this time it's actually going to serve a purpose, and it's going to make life a heck of a lot easier for us. priority. Let's see, how much does it cost? Or what's the horsepower requirement I need? 70 horsepower and 160 horsepower. So I don't think our case is strong enough to do both of these. So we might end up doing the Kuhn and the Pottinger, I think. This is probably our best bet right now. And that saves us quite a bit of money as well. I mean, we could just do the disc bind 313. Or just the Kuhn, even. That's $1,000 cheaper. And they're pretty identical. In fact, this needs less power. I mean, it's really not that big of a field, and our tractor is pretty small. So I think we'll just go ahead with the Kuhn for now. Now, of course, we need a tedder. A question I have about this windrower. Hey, Johan, how's it going? I'm not sure if this windrower also TEDs, or if it's just a rake. Because there was a mod for this in Farming Sim 17, and I believe it TEDed and windrowed at the same time. But I don't know if that's the case here. I mean, this is probably the windrower we're going to get anyway, so I suppose we could try it before we buy a tedder. So there's our windrower and our mowers, and now we need a baler. That's 49,000. So we're gonna need to take out some money. I think we'll go ahead and take out 20,000. 25,000. That's a nice round number. And then we have some operating capital still. So in baling technology, we'll get the New Holland Roll Belt 150. We don't need wide tires on it. And we're going to test these out now because that grass field is ready to go, so... Oh, you know what? I do want to take out a little more of a loan. Let's take out 50,000. Because, like I said, I want to at least purchase one shed. I'm doing pretty good, Johan. I'll just get the easy shed one, I think. There we go. Now we finally have some place to store our equipment. I also want to get a plow and kind of plow in a dirt path down to the road here. It just looks a little more official than just driving through the grass all the time. We'll see. Sorry, hit my mic with my, well, I didn't hit my mic, I hit my mic boom with my coffee mug. Which doesn't even have coffee in it. It has tea in it because I have a bit of a sore throat. Green tea and honey. Alright, let's start getting this stuff over to the farm. You know, I didn't check the horsepower requirement on that windrower. I hope we have enough. We'll just bring them over to the farm as we need them, instead of bringing them over all right away. Or instead of bringing all of them over right away. There we go, those are the words I was trying to say. I'd also like to replace the bale trailer that we have. I might take that over next time we go to the shop. Now actually this field here does need plowed as well. We're not going to buy a plow because this tractor can't really handle it. This is what's classed as a utility tractor, I believe. I've been reliably informed. And honestly, this grass field isn't that large, so this size mower is more than adequate for this job. Now, I wouldn't want to do this with, say, a Profi hopper, but this coon can definitely work with. Why are we not mowing this patch here? Got a patch of unmowable grass. I don't know why some of this grass seems unmowable. Or if it's just because it's in like a spot between two fields. So we're having no problems on the actual field. So our subcontractor has a nearly full grain tank at 80%, so we're going to have to go take care of that. Oh, now look, it's doing it on the actual field. That's disturbing. If anyone knows why this is happening, I would love to know. Try something. Try going down one of these strips. Nope, that's not the problem. Well, that is frustrating. So I do have my new processor and motherboard in, and hopefully you guys can notice we shouldn't have any issues with lag whatsoever. So I upgraded from a Ivy Bridge processor to a Coffee Lake processor, which is a difference of, I believe it's 4 generations? 4 or 5 generations of processors. So my old processor was quite outdated, and now I have one that's only 1 generation old. So, and it's also a 6-core with a much faster single-core speed. Hello, Adam. How are you? Oh, Johan, you know what? I bet you're right. That makes sense. Though in Farming Sim 17, it would, like, destroy the grass when you drove on it, and it's not really destroying the grass. Adam, I am enjoying 19 very much. I've actually uninstalled Farming Sim 17 because even without seasons and all the awesome mods that 17 has, I just don't plan on going back to it now that 19 is out. And I haven't had a ton of bugs like some people report. I don't use a steering wheel, I use an Xbox controller, so the control input bug never affected me. I do notice a few bugs here and there, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, the man truck just slides around like it's on ice all the time. And I don't know if this is a display bug on the grass not destroying when you drive on it, but yeah, so overall very happy with Farming Sim 19. It's not perfect, but I think it will get there. When you compare the base game of 19 to the base game of 17, I think they've made substantial improvements. The who's who of gaming, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty well, thanks. I can't believe I took this contract to harvest sugar beet off of this giant field, but, you know, I've done stupider things. And the payout for this will be pretty good, so we just keep running this in the background while we work on our farm. The hired worker could grow a couple brain cells, that would be nice. There you go. We are going to be using the train today as well, because the delivery point for this contract is the port grain elevator. And rather than driving the truck all the way there and all the way back, like literally 30 times it would take to do this contract, I'm just taking it to the Railroad Silo East, which we will then use a train to pick up and deliver. Yeah, it is a lot of french fries. Though, this is, I'm sorry, this is not potato, this is sugar beet. I don't know, if I said it was potato, I misspoke. Maybe we'll just stick with the harvester until we get to the end of this row, and then we'll go unload the trailer. And you have to be in just the right spot to get this harvester to unload. Sugar beet fries, that would be interesting. You know, I'm not even really sure how sugar beet are processed. So like I mentioned earlier in the stream, guys, I am planning on releasing Farming Sim videos as well instead of just doing the live streams, though the videos will be on different farms. I have one on the South American map, Estancia something, but I can never remember the second name, or the second word in that name. And that is an organic dairy farm, and that's a farm that I've been playing a lot off camera that I can't wait to show you guys on video, because I think it's pretty neat. And then I will also be starting a farm on Felsbrunn, which will be focused on sheep and pigs. Here on Rockport, which is primarily our live streaming map, we will be focused on horses, potatoes, and grain. And South American one will be our organic dairy and sugar farm, so we will be doing sugarcane down there as well. Look at that, we got almost a perfectly full trailer just from sticking with the combine on the way down. Shredded and pressed, that would make sense. Awesome. Sorry, my girlfriend just texted me and she got a great grade on her final paper for a very difficult class. So that is definitely worth acknowledging. Oh, there we go. That's the silo full. No more capacity for sugar beet. Where's the train? Now, I wonder if sugar beet can go in every car, or if they can only go in the gondola there. I'd imagine they can only go in the gondola. We'll try it in the other cars, just for funsies. But I don't really expect it to work. Hello, Jackson. How's it going, bud? It's not good to eat, Johan. I would imagine that. No, Jackson, I don't play Fortnite. Alright, let's see if we can get sugar beet in here. Oh, hey, we can. Excellent. So leave the train there for a second, run back over to the truck. This is Farming Simulator 19, Jackson. It is on Xbox, too. Yeah, I do sometimes. Man, are we gonna fill the train already? I think we might. Or we'll be close. That's crazy. I thought we would, like, fill the train after we were done with the entire field. Right now, Jackson, I mostly play Farming Simulator because this is a new game that just came out. So I'm kind of playing around with it quite a lot. But I also play old, like, war games, like Age of Empires. I don't really play any games like Fortnite. Those are called first-person shooters. I play like simulation games and strategy games mostly. Antoine, I'm sorry, I don't speak French. Oh, gotta empty out the last bit of that. And let's just top off. Alright, so the train's not quite filled yet, but probably next time we have a full trailer, we'll be ready to take the train over to the port. That's crazy to me. I did not think we would be filling the train already. I kind of wish we had more cars to fill. Yeah, Jackson, I play on PC. It's just a lot easier to stream and make videos on PC than on Xbox. Actually, I don't even have an Xbox. I have a PlayStation 4, so... I need to plug in my headset. Yeah, Jackson, I have a PS4. Alright, I'm kind of putting our farm on hold right now because I want to fill the train and then take the full train load over to the port and see like what percentage we get from that. So this is kind of taking precedence over mowing our grass field right now. Which I hope you guys are okay with. Not okay with the worker kind of being stupid right now. Let's fix that. Thanks, Jackson. And the name of the song is in the upper right. It's the scrolling words. Oh, my name a Shadowbox. Well, a Shadowbox is a real thing. A Shadowbox is kind of like a picture album, but with items. It's a glass box that's usually like hung on the wall, and you put things in it that kind of like define who you are. So like my channel is kind of like a Shadowbox because it showcases the different games that I like. And it just sounds cool, I think. I can't take full credit for coming up with the name, though. The first person to use the name was actually my stepfather. And he used to be in the music business when I lived in Los Angeles, and he used the name for his like email and stuff like that, and I liked it and figured it fit with my channel, so I adopted it and started using it. Yeah, it is easy to stream. It's not easy to do all the extra stuff, like the face cam or like the frame around here, stuff like that. If I was just to play the game without any of this extra stuff, it would be very easy. Alright, we will take this train over to the port now, as soon as we get this trailer load taken care of. You know what, that's close enough to being full. Let's get this over to the port. No, Jackson, this game is not like Grand Theft Auto. There's no shooting or stealing or anything like that. It's a game about farming. And I stream usually once a week. Yeah, right now this game is my favorite. It's very relaxing. Because I play video games to relax because my job is very stressful. So I don't really like playing stressful video games or intense video games. I like playing relaxing video games. Oh, I hit the mouse with my phone. Alright, here we go. Thanks, Jackson. I'm glad you like it. I enjoy talking with you. Alright, so one rail car is 8%. So we still have quite a lot to get through. I'm just glad that the train works with Sugar Beet. I was kind of worried it wouldn't. That's the first time I've ever filled the train. That's crazy. About 30% of the field just in one load. It's not that bad, though we do need to go empty the harvester again. This contract is keeping us busier than I thought it would. I thought it'd just be something that we were doing in the background. Alright, Jackson, take care, bud. Wow, I can't believe we've been live for an hour already. Alrighty, back to our grass field. You know, Johan, I bet you're right. I bet that is the rows where I was driving on the grass. So note to self, we're going to need care wheels on this tractor when we mow. I guess we could just do outside circles. Yep, it looks like that's it. Now, I think we're in need of money more than we're in need of hay for our horses, so I think we will wrap these and take them to the barn to be sold. There was a great demand going at the barn earlier, however that is long past. I would take them to the biogas plant to be sold, but you don't get money for them until you buy the biogas plant, which is dumb. I hate that. In my opinion, the biogas plant should be just a sell point, like any other point, but maybe you can't use the bunkers until you own the biogas plant. That would make sense to me. Like, you're telling me the biogas plant just isn't going to buy your silage that you produce elsewhere? I guess they're still trying to balance out how much money you can make from silage, but honestly, I think they just need to accept it that silage is usually going to be the best way to make lots of money really fast. Alright, so that's our grass field mowed. We'll go pick up the tedder after we empty our sugar beet harvester. That is a full trailer. So we're going to have to come back and empty the combine right away. I kind of wish they gave us like a train of 3 trailers and a large tractor instead of the semi-trailer for the job, but it is what it is. It's alright though, because once we're finished with this contract, we'll be able to repay our loan. So that'll be worth it. Because it means the horses that we bought today will be $100,000 of almost pure profit. Obviously we have to subtract the cost of raising the horses and actually purchasing them in the first place. But when you do the math, horses make you a profit of nearly $200,000, or $200,000, $20,000 a day. Each. So if we fill our paddock with 8 horses, that's an average profit of $160,000 a day. Oh no, I did that math wrong. $80,000 a day. well, there's definitely some significant progress made on this field. I want to see how much working hours we have on this harvester. 1.3. It's not that bad. So it'll probably be somewhere around 3 hours total to do this whole field. We're about a third of the way through it. Yeah, I really enjoy the birds in the field as well, Johan. Oh, you haven't seen him before? That's strange. I wonder if it's dependent on graphics settings or Xbox versus PC or anything like that. Alright, back to our tractor. Alright, I definitely want to get rid of this trailer, because it's just too small. Especially when carrying for 6 to 8 horses at a time, you just can't bring everything that you need all at once. So we're going to get the modded Wilson trailer, I think. Or Nation. I think I've seen them on the South American map. I haven't really played much of Felsbrunn, so... Right, now in the base game, I believe if you make a hay bale and wrap it, you still get a silage bale. Of course, in the seasons, if you wrapped a hay bale, you got a wrapped hay bale. Alright, so, oh good, we have enough for both of these. Just need the rear bar, I think. Alright, and that's all of... Unless we need to buy a tedder, that should be all of the grass equipment that we need. Haylage, yes. I don't know if haylage is a real term, though, or if that's something Farming Simulator players just started using. Because Seasons is pretty realistic, and Seasons doesn't let you make haylage. You have to use either grass or corn. So, I don't know if haylage is a real thing. Oh, it is real, okay. Oh, does this windrower not have power? Does it just work by dragging? It looks like it. And it is just a windrower, it does not TED, so we will need to purchase a tedder as well, but we won't need that right now. Our subcontractor has a nearly full tank again. We will get that after we are done windrowing. Alright, our subcontractor has a full grain tank. course, we are going to need to buy another storage shed, at least one more storage shed to store bales in. We don't want to just keep stacking them up against the horse pen. Alrighty. That's a neat little windrower. Alrighty, let's jump over to our truck. So I eventually want to buy this field, Field 8, and I think I might want to turn it into a cotton field. Sorry, what's an American type, Johan? Do you mean the windrower? Yeah, I don't think they've ever had an American type windrower in the game before. Here's a train. Close enough. It would be cool if we could put silo extensions around the rail silos and make them hold more. Alrighty. Now we need to go get our baler, which we've leased before, and now we own it. So that's nice. Won't have to lease the baler anymore, at least. There we go. That is a much better... oh, it's a Stewart trailer, not a Wilson trailer. My mistake. But, yeah, that is a much more appropriate size for the work that we're going to be doing. So this field here will not always be our main farm. It will always be our horse paddock, and possibly our chicken coop. But we will purchase the complex with 24, 25, and 26, and that will become our main farm eventually. But that is extremely expensive, so it's probably not going to happen for a good long while. I'm hoping we get, say, a dozen bales out of this. If we get a dozen bales, I'll be happy. I feel like we'll be able to make a decent profit with that. I mean, we're obviously not going to be able to pay back this field and all the equipment with one trip of silage bales. But we might be able to, well, we'll be able to pay back the loan for sure after we finish the contract. But we should be able to purchase a tedder when we're done with wrapping these bales and selling them. Oh, I just realized we should probably get a fertilizer spreader as well. Because we're at 3 bales. I'd say we'll get about a dozen out of here. our subcontractor's grain tank is nearly full, yet again. Shocker. So we'll take care of that as soon as we're done baling. And if we can catch the train while it's over there, we might start just loading what we already have. We won't drive it to the port yet, obviously, but... You know what I just realized is that horses don't make a mess when they eat in this game. So that's nice. I need to plug in my headset because this cable sucks and doesn't stay plugged in. I need to get a new one. A new cable, not a new headset. My headset's awesome. I love my headset. I've had it for like 4 years. Highly recommend Astro A50s if anyone's looking for a new headset. We're gonna be pretty close to a dozen bales, I think. This might be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. That's 9 bales. I don't know if we'll get 3 more out of this. So we might finish with 10 or 11, which isn't bad. Oh, we're gonna need a weeder as well. Though I suppose we could just get a sprayer and swap it between herbicide and fertilizer. We also definitely need to put the narrow tires on this tractor, which we'll probably just keep on there until we can afford to purchase our own maintenance shed. I don't know why I'm going through picking up all the little bits, because we probably will not be able to get a bail out of that, so might as well just park this up. I think we can fit this right in next to the mower. I don't know if you could hear that, but that was a jet flying very low. I think we're getting some winter weather here. I can't tell, because when it was streaming, it was still daylight out, and I had to shut my blinds, so the lighting would look weird on the face cam. But now I have no idea what the weather's like outside. Probably going to be wrapping up the stream here pretty soon, once we're done with the bailing that I want to do. We're not going to finish this contract on camera. I will be finishing it off camera. We can just reverse it and empty out the silo real quick. Did stop loading when I got out? Yes, it did. Keep loading. I didn't tell you to stop unloading. It does take a while to load this train, though. this train really should be twice as long as it is. It should have like 4 covered hoppers, 2 open top hoppers, 2 log cars, and 2 flat cars. I guess then it would be kind of hard to see what car is where, but then you just add extra camera elements. So when you tap the camera button, you like go between each car instead of just going between the cab and here. And we know you can add extra camera stuff because mods do it all the time. Also, the open top hopper has a lot more capacity than the closed hopper or the covered hopper. That's interesting. Is there anything left in the silo? Just a little bit. We might as well drain it. Alrighty. Let's get you back to the field. And this tank's nearly full again, so we might as well just empty it now. And then we'll do the bale wrapping. I know some people don't really like the train on the map. They feel like it doesn't really fit with Farming Simulator, but I actually quite enjoy it. It's a nice quality of life thing to have. It definitely beats driving to the port 20 or 30 times to unload this trailer. If Courseplay ever gets ported over to FS19, it wouldn't be that bad because we could just set up a Courseplay for each major field that we didn't really want to deal with. But that's also a little bit cheeky, as Rainbow Dave would say. All right, time to go get the bale wrapper. Man, guys, this is the first time that I've ever streamed where I have no warnings on my Streamlabs OBS. We have had 0 dropped frames in the encoding, which means you guys should not have seen very much lag unless it's due to your internet. Can't really do anything about internet lag. But I've had no lag on my end, which is a first for me. Which means I definitely think my processor, motherboard, and RAM upgrades were worth the $700 that I spent. Oh, Cyber Monday got me. Sure did. Oops. Kind of like the little jump there. Don't really want to change it. It's just fun. So of course this is the Ursus wrapper from the Mod Hub, which was first released as DLC for Farming Sim 15, I think, and then it was included in Farming Sim 17 and then released as a free mod for Farming Sim 19, if I have that correct. Or was it released in Farming Sim 13? I think it was 15. There was an Ursus pack for Farming Sim 13, I think. But I don't think bale wrapping was a thing in that game, if my memory's correct. And I want to tab out and check my Steam now. See my Steam DLC. Farming Sim 15. Yeah, Farming Sim 15 did not have Ursus, so it must have been Farming Sim 2013. And I bought my Farming Sim 2013 DLC from the Official Giants page, even though I have it on Steam. So I can't actually see my Farming Sim DLC for 2013. I think I had every DLC for Farming Sim 15 and for Farming Sim 17, except I did not purchase the, what was it, Gold Edition or Platinum Edition for Farming Sim 17? What was it, Estantula Pacha? Is that the right map name? It just didn't appeal to me. Not enough to spend the extra money. But now that we can get it for free in Farming Sim 19, yeah, why not check it out? Hello everyone, if you're just joining us. We made a huge profit today. We sold 6 horses for $300,000, which we used to purchase some grass and bale equipment, as well as this field here, field 20, and that shed over there. We also have a very large contract going. We've got sugar beet harvesting going on field 8. And we are actually using the train to haul that sugar beet because it is going all the way from field 8 to the port grain elevator. So rather than driving it all the way over there with a truck, making like 30 or 40 trips to do so, we're just taking it to the railroad silo and then having the train deliver it. Which is the first time I've ever had a legitimate need to use the train, and I'm kind of enjoying it. We're going to be checking on that worker here shortly. I think we got the 80% message. I don't know if we got the 100% full message yet, though. Looks like we might have. Or is he still moving? Ah, he's still moving. We'll give it a minute then. We only have a few more bales to wrap, so we'll try to get all these bales wrapped and then go from there. There's the full grain tank. We'll wrap these 2 bales real quick. just so we can say we got this job done. So the Bale Wrapper might have been in Farming Sim 2013. It might have been part of the Ursus pack. I'm curious again. I'm gonna look it up really quick. Yep, there it is. Just looked it up on my phone. I don't know, this is probably not gonna work. But it's, there's a picture of the Bale Wrapper in the Farming Sim 2013, so I was misremembering it. Bale Wrapper is from Farming Sim 2013, not from 2015. Hello, Officer Solo. Nice to meet you. No, you're not too late. We'll probably be streaming another 20 minutes or a half hour, something like that. It's nice to meet you. Hope you decide to stay and subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Your name might not pop up on the stream due to the privacy settings on your account. Thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to Firehouse 94. Let's get this parked, and then we gotta go unload that sugar beet harvester. We could also test the widget real quick just to make sure it's working as expected. Let's see. Let's just do a test really quick. Yep, it does seem to be working. So it should be your privacy settings. yards. Alright, with this trailer we might have enough to take a load with the train. I think the train will be pretty much full. That's okay, Officer Solo. I know you subscribed. I appreciate you for it. It's something about, like, in your privacy settings on your account, you have to allow other people to see your subscriptions. That's what the help article on Streamlabs says, at least. Are there Mustangs? It doesn't really say what breed the horses are, it just gives you a color. I can show you the horses really quick. These are the horses. We've already sold our 6 horses from before. So... So we've already... Oh, the car Mustang? Not yet. Not that I know of. There probably will be with mods later down the road, but there is not in the base game. I know for Farming Sim 17, pretty soon after release, Giants released a vehicle called the Lizard Road Rage, which was very similar to a Mustang. So we might see that make a return at some point. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did. Oh yeah, you definitely have to get the mod. It's definitely not in the base game. Yeah, I kind of wish they put 1 or 2 just like normal cars in the game instead of having them always be pickup trucks. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the pickup trucks in the game, but I could appreciate a normal car or 2 as well. Alright, here we are at the sell point with the train. Yes, I played 17 extensively. I've been playing Farming Simulator since Farming Simulator 2011. We're nearly halfway done with that contract. Like I said, we will be finishing that off camera, I suspect. I don't really see any way we're going to finish it during this live stream. So 2 full or almost full train loads, and that got us to 57% completion. Alright. You're nearly full again, so we're going to have to take care of that soon, but hopefully we'll have enough time to at least go pick up our new bale trailer. Because I want to sell that silage, I want to sell those silage bales on camera, and then we're probably going to call it an episode at that point, or a live stream at that point. So we are running a little over. I normally like to limit the live streams to about 2 hours. But we've got a lot of cool stuff going on this live stream. We got, you know, property purchased, placeables placed, silage made, potatoes hauled. We used the train twice. It's not a bad stream. So here we are, we got the Stewart trailer, which is a mod you can download from Facebook. Out of all the farming sims, what is my favorite car in the games? Now, do you mean that came with the base game or mods? And do you mean like tractors and stuff like that included, or just normal cars and pickup trucks? There's another jet. It's not snowing or anything. I wonder why they're flying so low. Alright. Let's grab our truck. If we're just talking about like normal cars and trucks, like not farming equipment, then definitely in Farming Sim 2013, there was a mod for these Ford F350 work trucks, and they were amazing. They had great lighting, they had a great interior and a high detail exterior, and they could haul gooseneck trailers. And one of them even had a refillable like fuel tank built in, so you could refill your farm implements. Sadly, those trucks never got ported to any of the later games, and that's too bad because I absolutely loved those trucks. As far as tractors go, or should we say farming implements? There were some pretty good vehicle mods for Farming Sim 17. Nothing really super outstanding though. Compared to the mods for Farming Sim 2013 were some of the best, as well as Farming Sim 15. I think I'm going to have to go back to Farming Sim 2013 again and say that my favorite farm equipment was the Cat Pack. The Cat Pack added some trucks, it added some dump trucks, it added some excavators and stuff like that, and it was very handy for Farming Sim 2013. Officer Solo, I do not have an Xbox One, I have a PS4. And I'm playing right now on PC. As far as my favorite in-game vehicle so far, it's Farming Sim 17 with the Case Maxim, the tractor that I'm using in this series. So far, that is my favorite in-game vehicle. That might change because I have not experienced every Farming Sim 17 vehicle yet. Alright. Time to start stacking. Well, for me, the reason I got a PS4 instead of an Xbox One is because the PS4 has games I'm more interested in playing in than Xbox One. For example, Gran Turismo, the new Gran Turismo game is only out on PS4. Spyro, Crash Bandicoot. Hang on, sorry, focusing. This Is Us, not This Is Us, The Last of Us. This Is Us is a TV show my girlfriend watches. The Last of Us is PS4 exclusive. Ace Combat. Just a lot of good games coming out on PS4 that are not available for Xbox. I know a lot of people bought Xbox One because for Xbox 360 versus PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 was probably the better system, and a lot more people had an Xbox 360. So people just bought Xbox One expecting it to be the same, but then PS4 outdid Xbox this time. So, unfortunately, it left a lot of people who bought Xbox wondering, you know, why don't I have anyone to play with? Which is what people said when they had PS3s and everybody else had Xbox 360s. That's why I don't suggest just being loyal to one brand and actually, like, checking out what you're buying before you buy it. I'm not saying you didn't do that, I'm just saying in general. In general, that's a good idea. Do they? I hear it's a very good show. I've watched a few episodes with my girlfriend, and it's a pretty good show, but I'm not, like, religiously devoted to it like she is. That's not really fair to say. She's not religiously devoted to it. She just likes it way more than I do. I like it, just not as much. I'd rather watch, like, Bob's Burgers, which is another show my girlfriend introduced me to. Oh, come on. Great. We got a bale stuck on the fork. Yeah, the VR is also only available on PlayStation as far as I know. I don't think Xbox has VR yet. This is a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Maybe I should have bought the auto stacker. I don't have enough money for the auto stacker right now. Alrighty, when that helper gets a full grain tank, we're not going to unload it. I'm just going to go over there and dismiss the workers so we don't waste the money. Because I'm ready to wrap up the stream, so I want to get these bales transported and sold. Alrighty, so you are going to be dismissed. Because we need to get these silage bales sold. Only 4 more left to stack. We're getting there. I really like 19 a lot. So much so that even without the mods and without seasons, I don't have any plans to return to Farming Sim 17. I am going to be sticking with 19. Until 21 comes out, obviously. Only 2 years left until Farming Sim 21 comes out, guys. Get hyped. Kidding. Who knows if there's even going to be a Farming Sim 21. Maybe they'll decide to keep Farming Sim 19 for longer and keep adding to it and making it better. I do not have any kids. Not yet. I do plan on having kids, but it's not really an option right now. Alright. Let's get these sold, and then we're going to be logging off. My girlfriend and I are both in our mid-20s. I'm about to turn 25 this month, and she's a little bit younger than me. She's a lot smarter and better looking than me, too. Alright. That was a little bit more money than I was expecting. Got about $5,700 from those bales. I was expecting to get maybe like $3,000 or $4,000, so I will take that. Get this back to the farm and parked up, and then we're going to wrap up the live stream. I appreciate you all for joining in. Well, for watching the stream, I mean. It's not really multiplayer. You know, this isn't multiplayer, so you can't exactly join in. But I appreciate you for being here, talking with me, hanging out and watching the stream. It's been fun. It's been a good stream. We accomplished a lot. We had a lot of audience engagement, which always makes the stream better. And I hope you guys will join me again for the next stream here on Rockport. Remember, if you want a heads up for when I'm going to be streaming next, or sometimes behind the scenes pictures and sometimes even videos, make sure you follow my Facebook and Twitter, which are on your screen in the bar down below. And there's also links in the description. Because my work schedule is so chaotic, I work different days every week, I can't really have a regular upload schedule to follow, so following me on Facebook and Twitter will let you know when I'm planning to stream or upload a video and stuff like that. But that is going to do it for this episode, so thank you guys very much, and have a good one.
Command, dispatch. Firehouse 94 in service. Incident terminated.